first question. Right now, all the Highscores are time-based. Rank only show who plays the most. Will there ever be Highscores that will be skill-based, considering these categories are already being sought after by many players on YouTube, but the lack of support and visibility prevents the expansion of those communities? So, for example, fastest engineering floor or fastest Queen Black Dragon kill.
Absolutely. So the short answer is yes. Obviously, what we're trying to do at Temporary Highscores is a good step in that direction. Our full aspiration for Highscores is exactly as you said, time-based, dungeoneering levels, and pretty much anything that can be time-based for players who probably achieve most things in game, and now it's direct skill comparisons with each other. But even more socially, I have an aspiration to kind of do almost like social Highscores. For me, it's not just the regionality of I'm such and such in Cambridge versus these guys within Milton. So all those things, so you can kind of go, hang on, there's 20 other people in my town who I'm playing relative to, right? And then also match that with your social graph, your friends and stuff. So you'll always know, okay, between my group of peers, I've achieved this, but so-and-so has beat me at that, but only on this. And I think we can kind of take that data and do some really, really interesting stuff with it. So that's the next project, just after Temporary Highscores.
Okay.
Also seasonal Highscores.
Great. Other question. So completing all the daily events such as warbands, sinkholes, and slayer masks takes a considerable amount of time. So over 2 hours if you only include the efficient ones. So are there any plans to reduce the number of daily events, or any plans to implement something similar to Fishlinger's ticket system where players can delay their daily events?
It's a great question, and there's certainly two schools of thought in terms of how we think about this. We didn't expect people would do everything, right? I think our whole aspiration was to give people choice, and they would just do the things they enjoy. At the same time, we realize, and it's clear, we have a completionist community that just must do everything, or at least some of the community must do everything. I think at this point, we're leaning towards just give lots of choice to people. I guess if I think personally, there's only a handful of things that I've worried about as daily tasks. Perhaps I'm not typical of you hyper-competitive players, but I think if you are that person who must do everything, then you're probably going to do 2 hours a day anyway on something else, right? If it's not daily tasks, it'll be something else.
Okay.
Well, you tell me. Is it a problem for you, or?
Well, if you want to be efficient, you need to do many dailies.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, are they going to be more?
We could make it easier, and then people would say, "Oh, that's it. You've undermined my achievement." I remember last year it was 2 hours a day, and now look at these guys. They're doing it 30 minutes a day. What you guys are doing to the game? It's such a tough.
Yeah, I guess.
It's such a tough one to answer.
Okay. Thanks.
And my pleasure. My pleasure. Cheers, man.